An oil tanker for you. Crushed to death.
Hey guys, and Hero here. Something of a virtual YouTuber myself. Today I present to you another budget build. Another sub 100 build this time, going with the pride of AMD during the mid 2010s. The FX 8150 and the R9 380. Go Team Red. Let's start this off with the 8150. This supposed 8-core CPU came out in October 2011 under the Bulldozer microarchitecture. So let's clear the room. AMD called these cores modules, and they weren't really clear about it. Eventually people just started calling these things cores. Each module had 2 cores, which they both shared resources. So in a nutshell, I treat this thing as an 8-core 4-thread CPU, which honestly doesn't really make sense, but that's how it kind of feels. Anyhow, its base clock is 3.6 GHz and can boost up to 4.2, and like most, if not all AMD CPUs, it's unlocked, so you can probably squeeze more out of it. This chip is hungry and has a 125 watt TDP and will get hot, and I learned the hard way that you need to keep this thing cooled well and properly, or this will be a problem, and I'll touch upon that later. Moving on, we bring you an underrated beast of an older generation, being vastly overshadowed by offerings from Nvidia. Launched June 2015, the R9 380 was priced around $200 to fight against the GTX 960, and personally I think it aged better even with the drop driver support for now. Bought this Sapphire Nitro 4GB version of the R9 380 for $27, and it's absolutely worth the price. One of the contributing factors why it was overshadowed by the Nvidia cards is that they were hungry and way less efficient. Some things never change. This card needs 2x6 power pin and consumes up to 190 watts. This combo isn't the most power efficient, but does brute force its problems and it works out for it, unless you're the frugal type or European. You can save money on the fans. I didn't need to buy a 3-pack of red LED fans from up here. The best part of this build is that I got the CPU, motherboard, and a 240 Corsair AIO all for 18 bucks, and everything for the most part works. Though I couldn't use the Corsair AIO since it wouldn't fit in the case, so I got the 120mm for about 15 bucks. If I really wanted to, I could sell the cooler and make up the cost. I know someone out there will buy this thing for 20 bucks. Alright, like always, we'll do our synthetics real quick. For Cinebench, the multi-score is 2,782 and a single score of 501. For 5-strike, we got 6,924 and times 5 we got 2,731. And real quick, PC mark 3,410. Before we start, the box says this is a 1440p gaming card, and I was intrigued. I said, bet. So along with the usual 1080, I've included 1440p results.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it will cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was so. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad? Sometimes I like it when I lose control. There's something did. But I can also see the bones you kiss. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering how the world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. Hard to see the light when everything is dying, waiting for the clear. Thankful I'm alive, but terrified of dying. But hey, I'm still here. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light, but I can also see the bones you kiss. I don't know what else there is.
So like always, I'll talk about anything noticeable to me. With Fortnite, I noticed that my results showed performance mode in 1440p was better. Though knowing me, this could have easily been a user error, but both results are fully playable. From what I know, GTA 5 does have issues with the FX CPUs, so that's why the results were feeling lower. And I'm pretty sure the R9 380 has much more to give to me. Maybe a future standalone GPU benchmark will be in store? Far Cry 5 at Ultra wasn't necessary, and I did just because I could. I do suggest playing at either normal or high, and you'll get much better results, without sacrificing visual fidelity. For Cyberpunk, I'm actually quite impressed at how well this performed. For both the CPU and the GPU of their age, it did put on a good show. Yeah, just don't play Genshin Impact at 1440p, as it was actually unnecessary. Like always, don't go actively looking for a setup like this, though if you had to and aren't too worried about your power bill, this could be done as a hand-me-down or even as a temporary solution for yourself. Now, I've alluded earlier in the video that you need to properly cool the CPU, so at one point I switched out the fan on the AIO because I like lights, though that plan didn't work. Temps and afterburner looked fine, but in reality the FX is a hot boy. Started thermal throttling hard, like a drug addict going cold turkey. I wish I took a screenshot, but the charts in Forza's benchmark looked like a big valley. It would drop frames and even drop audio, which I attempted for the next 24 hours to solve this issue, which included reinstalling Windows. I figured the issue out while talking to a friend of mine, and said the only difference was the change in fans, and I was like, oh, it can't be. Bro, it was the goddamn fans. So lesson learned, make sure you use the right fans for your cooling solution no matter what, or it can lose 24 hours of your life. Besides all this, everything went fine. Again, don't go out looking for these parts, but maybe the R9 380 at the 27 I bought it for. It performs similar to a 1050 Ti, which makes it sound better in comparison, though it doesn't hold a candle to its power efficiency. So in conclusion, if you have this combo already and aren't looking to play the newest games or just play games casual, it's fine. Esports will run well, and if you want to play single player games, you can play them very casually, no problem. Do you have any of these parts in your system? Let me know down below. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm ManHero. Like if you like, and dislike if you don't like it, or just hate me. Subscribe if you want to see more. See you next time.